Welcome back. So far, today's show has been a serious, at times somber look at tech news. Let's change that. It's time for Flunks! Our first flunk goes to Apple. We talked a lot on last week's show about the new iPhone 4S and the new voice recognition virtual manservant known as Siri. Well, apparently this technology Apple is using has some unfortunate interpretations in other languages. According to the Wall Street Journal, Siri sounds a lot like Shiri, which is Japanese for ass. Oof. But it gets worse. Gizmodo reports that in Georgia, the country, not the state, Siri, spelled and pronounced the same way as Apple's new voice technology, means penis. So congratulations, Apple, your technology is now officially connected to the nether regions of the human body. Flunk! Our next flunk on the list goes to the Westboro Baptist Church. Obviously, these idiots get a flunk just for existing, but here's the thing. They announced on Twitter they're going to protest Steve Jobs' funeral. Wow, those mother flunkers. Yeah, but that horrible, disgusting statement isn't what earns them a flunk. Someone on Reddit and other people across the internet happened to notice that this tweet, sent out by WBC leader Margie Phelps, was sent, wait for it, on Twitter for iPhone. You flunking idiots! He gave God no glory and taught sin? Then why the flunk are you using his products? It's bad enough you flunkers are evil assholes who no one will mourn once you're out of the picture, but to actually spread a message of hate while simultaneously indulging in products that came from the guy you're hating on, go flunk yourselves. And speaking of Steve Jobs' death, I need to issue another flunk to the people I've seen on Twitter and elsewhere using his death to make their stupid points about Occupy Wall Street and that whole movement. Crap like, Steve Jobs was an innovator unlike those stupid corporate fat cats, or Steve Jobs built himself up without the need for government subsidies. Just shut the flunk up already. Don't use a man's death to push your stupid little agendas. What purpose does it serve other than to be an asshole? Flunk. Up next on the flunk docket we have... well, I'm not sure. I'll report. You to make up your own mind. So DC Comics, the flashy innovators behind Superman, Batman, the Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, and among other superheroes, recently gave exclusive digital rights for some of their comic books to the Amazon Kindle. For some reason, this bothered Barnes & Noble, who proceeded to remove all the physical copies of DC Comics they had from every single Barnes & Noble store. According to BNN's chief merchant, quote, regardless of the publisher, we will not stock physical books in our stores if we are not offered the available digital format. To sell and promote the physical book in our store showrooms and not have the ebook available for sale would undermine our promise to Barnes & Noble customers to make any book, anywhere, anytime. Really? So either a flunk to DC Comics for giving the Kindle exclusive digital rights, or a flunk to Barnes & Noble for being children about it. Or something. I don't know. I have no opinion on this. Our next flunk goes to Biz Stone, the Twitter co-founder. You know, when you create a whole new social network, you should kind of know how to use it. But a few days ago, Stone accidentally tweeted spam at every single one of his followers. That's 1.8 million people. According to Mogulite, Stone was using a program called Votizen, an online app that aims to create more political and civic engagement on the internet. But when Stone realized his mistake, he tweeted, "Oops, I clicked the wrong button on Votizen. Sorry, folks." So, just so we're clear, apparently the co-founder of Twitter still doesn't know how to fully utilize Twitter. Flunk! Next up, we have an app developer who recently just learned a thing or two about iPhone push notifications. Jeff Rock, co-founder of the company who designed the official Tumblr client for iOS, recently got a notification on his iPhone from Shazam, a music app. Rather than just a standard notification, the message turned out to be an advertisement to win $25,000 and meet Kelly Clarkson. Side note, does it have to be both? Well, apparently ads don't normally come via push notifications, and Jeff brought this to Shazam's attention. But rather than explaining, apologizing, or pretty much anything, Shazam told Jeff it was his fault for enabling push notifications in the first place. It wasn't until Jeff read from the iOS Program Standard Agreement sections where this particular feature is considered a violation that Shazam decided to say they would look into it. Yeah, good for you. So Shazam gets a flunk for being dicks for no reason. Also a bonus flunk for promising Kelly Clarkson as a prize. Seriously? That's the best you have? Our final flunk goes to a Texas man who cares just a little too much about his online profile. Benito Apolinar posted a status update to Facebook about the anniversary of his mother's death, which several of his friends liked, but his wife didn't. Rather than just not caring, Mr. Apolinar was expecting his wife to like it, and because she didn't, he attacked her. Apolinar allegedly said, quote, "That's amazing, everyone likes my status, but you're my wife, you should be the first one to like my status." Wow, some people are really sensitive nowadays, aren't they? Flunks. Now it's time for today's Epic Wow! Today's Epic Wow is courtesy of the former editors of the celebrity blog Pop Eater. Pop Eater was owned by AOL, and then AOL acquired the Huffington Post, making Ariana Huffington editor-in-chief or grand poobah overlord of the AOL HuffPo Media Group. Apparently, she decided to shut down Pop Eater because it was a, quote, tacky name, and it is now completely dissolved and the URL redirects to HuffPost Celebrity. Well, apparently the editors of Pop Eater, who were deposed in the change-up, apparently, responded by posting the following mock note on each of their archived pages, quote, "Editors and writers deposed from this fine site because I, Huffington, felt Pop Eater was a tacky name are now being appreciated at MTV News, Celeb Buzz, Billboard, TV Guide, Pure Volume, City Unlisted, Hollywood Life, among others. Please visit them in their cozy new homes, and thanks for stopping by." Epic wow, that was cool. And finally, we come to our, okay then, and today's vote of uncertainty goes to Google. Like most people, I'm of two minds about Google. Pretty cool place, but it's also an evil capitalist monopoly, or something, I don't know. But now Google is partnering with the Delaware company Dogfish Head to create a new product entirely. What is Google up to now? They're making beer. That's right, the new beer, Continent, is being released in part by the big search engine giant and contains twice as much alcohol as normal beer. A 13-minute video, our crew members clearly excited about this. A 13-minute video released by Dogfish Head shows how the beer was created, using a variety of Google tools like Google Maps, etc. But on a more serious note, why in God's name would make anyone want to drink a Google beer? I mean, good for them and all, but what's the actual point here? Keep in mind, Google isn't keeping any of the profits for this beer, but they're just contributing to it, but just still, it's just, okay then, Well, that's it for this day in tech weirdness. We'll be right back where Doug will venture with our intrepid correspondents into the game zone. Don't go anywhere.